Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a series of videos and it's going to be a simulation of playing blackjack. Now blackjack is one of the older games that you can go to the casino and you can actually win at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build something that will simulate blackjack. So if you're a blackjack player, you'll be able to set this thing up and you'll be able to test different strategies. For instance, you may want to say, what if I went to the casino and I bet in these circumstances? How much will I win? Okay. Another thing it's going to do is this is for sort of coders who are new to coding, and what you're going to see from these courses, you're going to see a difficult problem, and it's going to get broken down into a number of smaller steps, and then these smaller steps will be solved. Okay. Now blackjack, you can win it by doing card counting. But before doing card counting, you have to do this thing called basic strategy. Basic strategy will make it you will still lose, but you'd only lose 0.46%. So if I show you this thing here, blackjack, you lose 0.46%. That's if you just use that's if you play perfectly. So if we play according to this, we lose 0.46%. Now that is a good way for us to test the program is actually working. Because it's such a complicated program, this is a good way for us to test it. Okay, and this is another way we test it. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to set it up like this, and it should be we should lose about 0.45, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to 6.5. Blackjack pays 6.5, and then it should increase by 1.8. So if it passes this test, that means we coded it correctly. Okay, it's one of these things that it's hard to do it because it's a bit like doing a chess program. You can make a mistake and you'd never know about it. It's a bit like this, but at least we can test this by doing these, by making sure we're hitting these figures. Okay. Now, after we when we build a game, we're gonna set it so that we can use basic card counting strategies. So this will tell you about card counting, and the first one we're gonna use is high-low. And what high-low does is the cards 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It counts them as 1, 7, 8, 9, 0, 10, Jack, Queen, King -1, Ace -1. So it's just a counting system. So what you basically do is this side. I'll summarize it. How you'd win at poker. What you do is you go to the casino, you bet, you count the cards. When the count is say over 5, you will bet more money. Like you might bet £5 a hand. When the count is more than 5, you bet £10 a hand, and then you just win. You just win in the long run. So if you sat at the table for 20 hours, at the end of 20 hours, it's more than likely that you would win. That's a brief summary of how you win at poker. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do some coding. Okay. So before the first thing I'm going to do is I need to put some helpers in, and one helper is going to be underscore, and it's just a utility belt. It's just a thing what's got a lot of. It's just a library that has got a lot of things that a program would use. For instance, I'm going to have to shuffle the deck. There's something in here that will do a shuffle for me, so I don't have to write a shuffle myself. This will do it for me, and it will do other stuff as well. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is underscore, Second thing I'm going to use is, I'm going to put it in first and then I'll talk about it afterwards. It's called, you'll be able to see the address to it. That's the address to it. Seed random. So what it is, I want the random numbers to be the same all the time. And I'll show you what I mean now. I'll start this. I'll save that, but I forgot to do something. Let me just, we're going to be using JavaScript version 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Babel in it. So I'll be able to use all the new features. So I'm going to put Babel in there. You probably won't need it, but I'm going to put it in anyway. And let me just make that wider. So I put something in there called matc. Now this is the only thing I'm going to use it for. I'm going to make my first function here. And I'm going to call it okay, so I'll show you what that does in a bit. In fact, I'm doing show you what it does now. Okay, so we do math. We're going to want to generate a random number. So if we do this, we get a different random number every time. So when we're doing complicated testing, it would be easier for us to get the same random number. So what I'll do is, if I do seed and then I do math rand, can you see them two numbers that came up? And if I do seed again, I do math rand, can you see the exact same numbers came up? So what it is, if I do seed and I do math rand, it will repeat the sequence. So we can use that. For instance, I could do a trial of 1 million, see the results, then I can change something and do a next trial, and I'll be able to see the difference it makes. Rather than say, okay, if I didn't have this seed, it would be more difficult because I'd have to do very large trials. For example, if I done a change, I'd have to do a trial of 100 million before I see the effect of it. But with this thing here, I could say do a trial of 100,000, do the change and see the difference straight away. Okay? So, I've started the project, I've set up Babel, I've set up underscore, I've set up seed random. So, let me clear that. I think that's it for now. So, thanks for watching this video. Until the next video, bye.